meteorologist Tim Miller. Weather coverage you can count on. The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Well, it's another summer-like day today with scattered showers and some thunderstorms and some high humidity, but that will be changing rapidly as we get through the next couple of days. A full look at your Viper 6 forecast coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 4, a big festival is coming to Augusta in just a few days. We'll let you know what roads will be closed as the city prepares for this festival to open. And the Augusta Commission could be one step closer to renaming the Riverwalk. We'll have the decision from the committee. Plus, North Augusta is preparing for the Border Bash, what you can expect at this year's event. As your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins in Emmanuel County, where an officer was shot in the line of duty. Officer Dakota Lamb with the Emmanuel County Sheriff's Office was injured today while attempting to serve a warrant. It happened this morning on Cold Grove Drive. Lamb was taken to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. The suspect, Miel Merriam, surrendered and was taken into custody. The Lexington Police Department needs your help finding a missing teenager. Shania Anderson was last seen yesterday morning walking from the Park North Apartments near Park Road. At the time, she was wearing a black sweatshirt, black leggings, and blue shoes. She was carrying a pink backpack. She was reported as a runaway after missing school. If you know where she is, you're urged to call 803-358-1569. The mother of a special needs student is suing the Aiken County School District and North Augusta's Public Safety Department. Sylvia Brannon says the legal action stems from a violent incident last year at North Augusta High School with a resource officer. She claims the officer used excessive force on her son in the middle of a mental health crisis and that the school is not prepared to properly care for special needs students.
Case was ultimately dismissed. That's why we're here now. That's why it's taking this time, because they criminally prosecuted him, and to get through that process. And what the Brannons want is full justice and accountability. They're standing up for their son. They're also standing up for other special needs children, that they should be able to go to school and be safe. If we're going to have police officers in schools, they have to be able to deal with the kids that are there.
The complaint alleges gross negligence, negligent hiring and supervision, malicious prosecution, and false imprisonment. Time now for a first check of our forecast.
Headed our way in just a few minutes, Jenny.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Well, starting at midnight, it'll cost you a little less to fill up in Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp announcing a state of emergency due to inflation. Drivers will save just over 31 cents per gallon for unleaded, and they'll save 35 cents a gallon on diesel fuel. The suspension remains in effect through October 12th. The Arts in the Heart of Augusta Festival is back in town this weekend. And while we can expect food, vendors, and artists, we can also expect road closures. Here's a full map of all the road closures starting tonight at 11 o'clock while they get the area set up. The biggest one to take into account is Broad Street, along with its side streets. Hannah Latier is live now at the Augusta Common, where they are still getting set up. And Hannah, you spoke with the festival's operations director.
Operations Director Mike Sleeper tells me those road closures are the same as they were in years past, but there are some things he wants people to be aware of. Last year, they had over 100,000 people show up to the three-day festival. This year, they're expecting that same number, if not more. There will be food from 19 countries, 5 stage performances, 140 artist booths, and a main family area. With this much going on, Sleeper says parking will be difficult. He recommends to show up early and be prepared to wait and walk. He also says security and safety won't be an issue, with Richmond County deputies and Central EMS covering the whole event.
We can handle everything Augusta can throw at us, and we really hope they come out, they show, they see, and I hope they have a great time, because we're having fun putting this together for you.
We'll have a full list of times and ticket pricing at WJBF.com. Live in Augusta, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
All right, Hannah, thank you very much. Augusta leaders are looking at a new name for Riverlands before making a decision. The CDC reports that lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. To help diagnose patients earlier, physicians at Doctors Hospital are now using an innovative technology. This new technology allows doctors to biopsy lung nodules that can't normally be biopsied with a standard bronchoscope. Using a CT scan, it creates a 3D model of airways and a detailed navigation plan for lung biopsy. Dr. Alan D'Angelo has performed more than 100 procedures on patients at Doctors.
The goal with lung cancer is always earlier treatment. So for my practice, this technology has literally been a game changer in terms of the number of patients that I can offer this procedure to and an early diagnosis to.
And you can see the full story on this game-changing technology tonight on News Channel 6 at 7. September is National Prostate Cancer Month, a time to raise awareness that every 2 minutes a man is diagnosed with the disease. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with it in their lifetime. Statistics show Black men are twice as likely to be diagnosed and die from prostate cancer than white men. But early detection saves lives. Get screened. For most men, PSA testing should start at age 55. If you've been recently diagnosed, a local support group can help.
There are other guys who are facing similar challenges that you are facing, so you can learn from them. It's a safe place to talk about what you are going through. And so that's one benefit that I found going to the support group.
The Us Too Prostate Cancer Support Group in Augusta meets every third Tuesday at 6 p.m. in the Outpatient Services Building at Georgia Cancer Center. For more information, you can call the number on your screen there. It's 706-305-4810. It's a local tradition many look forward to each year. The Border Bash will be back this weekend, but not in 2024. News Channel 6's Graham Lee tells us why.
We're just days away from the 30th annual Border Bash. But after the SEC's realignment plan was announced in May, that means Georgia and South Carolina will not be playing each other next fall. So this year, they're going all out. The rivalry between the two schools stretches back 129 years. But this past May, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey announced that Texas and Oklahoma will soon be joining the conference, meaning no clash and no bash in 2024. Joe Stevenson says the future beyond next fall is unclear, but their main focus is the party on Friday night.
We're disappointed not to get to play Carolina next year, or do the Border Bash next year, but that doesn't mean it's gone forever. We're just excited to blow this one out and looking for great weather and just a great turnout, and that's what it's all about.
The gates will be open to Bulldogs and Gamecocks fans here at SRP Park starting at 5 p.m. In North Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
And before that big game, you've got another way to show your team support. This week, the Shepherd Community Blood Center is hosting a donation blood drive called a Domination Drive. At the end of the week, the team with the most donations will be crowned the winner. All donors will receive a free Sonic Route 44 drink and points to cash in at Shepherd's online donor store. Changes could be coming to South Carolina high school athletics that could include tweaking classification for private schools. Lawmakers may also place sports under the State Department of Education. They hope to send recommendations to the General Assembly next year. Coming up, a critical call to action. The unprecedented shortages causing a push for blood donations when we come back.
.com/betteryou to be a better player.
There are so many options when it comes to choosing a personal injury lawyer.
Some claim to get you big bucks, and some say they never lose. So how do you choose?
We say, at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's about you.
It's about you.
At the iCoates Law Firm, we will work to get you the justice you deserve.
Right now.
Wow, get ready for the fall season at Carolina Pottery. Decorate on a budget with great deals on a full selection of fall and Halloween decor, including pumpkins, flowers, ribbons, flags, and more. Visit carolinapottery.com or a store near you.
Being the Augusta guy means that you're getting myself and my staff, all of whom were raised on the same values that Augustans were raised on. I guarantee that we're going to work hard for you to get what you and your family deserve.
With Fargo, the news pregnancy care center.
Congratulations, News Channel 6.
On 70 wonderful years.
Looking for fabulous fall decor for your home and outdoor spaces? Carolina Pottery has everything you need for the season, all at unbeatable prices. Signs, pillows, wreaths, home accents, you name it, we've got it. Visit carolinapottery.com or a store near you. Be right back.
Every day is a fresh.
They sold my cake for $300,000.
Call 762 all night.
More than 50 dogs show off their surfing skills at a California beach. It happened Sunday in Rancho Santa Fe. The canines and their owners took part in an annual surf dog surfathon that raises funds for orphan pets. There was also a canine costume contest. How cute is that? Well, there's more coverage coming up at 4:30.
Finest in men's clothing. 132 Lawrence Street in historic downtown Aiken.
Looking for fabulous fall decor for your home and outdoor spaces? Carolina Pottery has everything you need for the season, all at unbeatable prices. Signs, pillows, wreaths, home accents, you name it, we've got it. Visit carolinapottery.com or a store near you.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Tell you what, it was a typical summer day today. We had summertime heat and humidity and summertime thunderstorms around the CSUA. We'll have a full look at Live Viper 6. We'll show you where these storms are headed, and we'll show you where the cooler air is headed. Your forecast coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 6, renaming the Augusta River Walk. We'll hear from city leaders after today's committee meeting. Plus, Border Bash returns this weekend. Why it may be the last one for a while. And Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. We'll hear about resources from a survivor as Your News at 6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Brad's off tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a major step that will change the name of Augusta Riverwalk for years.
Jenny.
All right, Tim, thank you. An Emmanuel County officer is recovering after being shot in the line of duty. Investigator Dakota Lamb was serving a search warrant on Coal Grove Drive with Swainsboro Police Department officers. That's when investigators say a suspect in the house allegedly opened fire, hitting Lamb. Miel Marion was taken into custody without further incident. Investigator Lamb was taken to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. The Arts in the Heart of Augusta Festival is back in town this weekend, and while we can expect food, vendors, and artists, we can also expect road closures. Take a look at this map. You'll see all the road closures that start tonight, 11 o'clock, while they're getting the area set up. The biggest one to take into account now is Broad Street, with its side streets as well. Hannah Latier live now at Augusta Common where they are setting up. Hannah, you did speak with the festival's operations director today.
Operation Director Mike Sleeper tells us those road closures are the same as they were in years past, but there are some things he wants people to be aware of. Last year, they had over 100,000 people show up to the 3-day festival. This year, they're expecting that same number, if not more. There will be food from 19 countries, 5 stage performances, 140 artist booths, and a main family area. With this much going on, Sleeper says parking will be difficult. He recommends to show up early and be prepared to wait and walk. He also says security and safety won't be an issue, with Richmond County deputies and Central EMS covering the whole event.
We can handle everything Augusta can throw at us, and we really hope they come out, they show, they see, and I hope they have a great time because we're having fun putting this together for you.
We'll have a full list of those road closures, dates and times, and ticket pricing at WJBF.com. Live in Augusta, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
So another local tradition that lots of folks look forward to every year is happening again this weekend. It's the Border Bash, but it won't be happening next year. News Channel 6's Graham Lee explains why.
We're just days away from the 30th annual Border Bash. But after the SEC's realignment plan was announced in May, that means Georgia and South Carolina will not be playing each other next fall. So this year, they're going all out. It's that time of year to celebrate a 129-year-old rivalry with a 30-year-old tradition.
I always say it's like the tailgate, halftime show, and the fraternity party all rolled into one.
The Border Bash brings thousands of Bulldogs and Gamecocks fans for live music, food, and loads of fun before the big game. But SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey announced the plan to expand the conference last May, meaning no clash and no bash in 2024.
As a Georgia fan, and I think I speak for Carolina fans as well, we're disappointed not to get to play Carolina next year. Or do the Border Bash next year, but that doesn't mean it's gone forever.
While the future is still up in the air, Stevenson says the foundation is focused on what's happening now, and there's a lot to look forward to.
Both schools are sending their cheerleaders, so we have both Georgia and Carolina cheerleaders, as well as Harry Dog and Cocky. And so it's a lot of fun for the kids. It's very family friendly.
The gates will be open to Bulldogs and Gamecocks fans here at SRP Park starting at 5 p.m. In North Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
September is National Prostate Cancer Month, a time to raise awareness.
A few of our counties are dealing with some very heavy rainfall and a lot of frequent lightning. Nothing severe, but we will have some more storms headed our way tomorrow as well. And then some nice changes by the end of the week. All those details coming up.
Now at 10, the details on construction for Aiken County schools. Plus, Arts in the Heart returning this weekend, how the event is affecting traffic downtown. And Border Bash returns this weekend, why it may be the last one for a while as your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tiffany Hobbs. Thank you so much for joining us. Aiken County school leaders giving an update on...
A few of our counties are dealing with some very heavy rainfall and a lot of frequent lightning. Nothing severe, but we will have some more storms headed our way tomorrow as well. And then some nice changes by the end of the week. All those details coming up.
Now at 10, the details on construction for Aiken County schools. Plus, Arts in the Heart returning this weekend, how the event is affecting traffic downtown. And Border Bash returns this weekend, why it may be the last one for a while as your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tiffany Hobbs. Thank you so much for joining us. Aiken County school leaders giving an update on construction work for 4 schools. Nikita Dennis has the story.
Spent a lot of time doing the site work and going back in. As y'all recall, we really shortened the amount of time that I gave the construction crews to get us in the building, and that meant there's going to be a lot of backing because if we're rushing something, then we got to come back in and get it addressed. So.
4 Aiken County school construction projects are.
Well, it is time now for a first look at our weather. Here is meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Jenna, what do we have out there?
Well, it's pretty calm here in Augusta. Not seeing any rain, but just to our south and to the west and east, we are seeing a lot of heavy rain and some dangerous frequent lightning on Live by Burr 6. Here's the latest now, a 1-hour loop of what's happening. Notice to the north of I-20, we're nice and dry, but boy, we have some very, very heavy rain that just came through Aiken County, now into Barnwell County. So if you are in Barnwell, you notice some light rain over you and some very heavy stuff just outside about to move in. This is over Elko, Highway 278 here, just approaching Snelling, and further over towards the west, another batch of this heavy rain from Wadley over into Midville, right around the border of Jefferson. And also into Emmanuel County and outside of Burke County as well. So notice the rainfall total is very spotty. We're seeing up to around 2 inches outside of Thompson, also just outside of 2 inches around Aiken County. And we're going to see these rainfalls increase as those pockets of rain moves further down towards the south. So over in Aiken now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, no rain at this time, but it is very damp outside. In town, though, 0 inches of rain today. It was a hot and humid day, high of 92, putting us a few degrees above average for both our high and low temperatures today. Right now, sitting in those low to upper 70s, 77 at Daniel Field, 73 at Bushfield, with dew points also in the low 70s. So we have a disturbance over the area, just a weak trough. That's what's bringing us showers and storms. Also a lot of moisture ahead of this cold front. This will bring us another chance of some storms tomorrow, along with some patchy fog when headed out the door tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy by the lunch hour, and then those storms on and off throughout the day around 5 o'clock. So that patchy fog forming tonight into tomorrow morning. Another warm and muggy day in store with scattered storms around. But after we get through the rain tomorrow, we'll have some lower humidity headed our way and also a little bit of a drop in temperatures. All those details coming up, but back to you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Jenna. It is a local tradition that...
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Well, around half the CSRA is pretty quiet this evening. The other half, not so much. We have a lot of dangerous lightning occurring now, along with some very heavy rainfall. Fortunately, nothing severe, but if you're about to go to bed, be aware that there could be some storms headed your way that may wake you up very quickly. And that's if you're in any of our southeastern counties primarily. Notice north of I-20, we are nice and dry, Augusta and Aiken looking good. However, this heavy rain and lightning did just come through downtown Aiken and now is into Barnwell County. Check out this pocket here just outside of Snelling, and all the lightning, up to 163 strikes just within this cell. This just passed through Williston, over Elko now. Light rain over Barnwell, but this big batch of heavy rain headed towards you now. That's all along Highway 278 and further out towards the west in Jefferson County, right along the border there of Emmanuel County. Over Midville, we also have a pocket of heavy rain, and that's what we're seeing in Waynesboro as well in Burke County. So the rainfall total is very spotty. Some of us didn't pick up any rain today. Notice around the metro, actually a hole with 0 inches of rain, just trace amounts outside of town, and almost up to 2 inches around Aiken and Barnwell counties. Of course, these totals will continue to climb. Just reached 2 inches now over in Jefferson County. So you can see the raindrops on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam on that camera lens there in downtown Waynesboro. It is raining right now with temperatures in the 70s, 73 degrees, a warm and muggy night with a dew point of 71, southeast wind of 5 miles per hour. A little bit cooler up towards the north, sitting at 69 in Lincolnton, 70 in Crawfordville. More moisture and warmer temperatures towards the south, still at 80 degrees down in Millen. So we have a disturbance over us that's bringing us those storms right now, but we also have a southwest flow coming in ahead of this cold front that's bringing us more moisture and will support the chance of rain once again for our Wednesday. Also starting out the day with some patchy fog. Storms begin in the afternoon as temperatures climb into those mid to upper 80s, giving it a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, then drying out Friday and Saturday, but the key here is the lower humidity. So still very sticky tomorrow. Then our dew points drop. We'll be in the mid-50s as we go into Friday and Saturday, along with some cooler mornings, waking up on your Saturday to 57 degrees, a little bit of a taste of fall. So here comes that cold front coming in on a Wednesday, scattered storms throughout the day. All day Wednesday, then the drier and cooler air moves in Thursday night. into our Friday with the skies clearing. Taking it closer to home, by midnight we'll be done with the rain, starting out Wednesday morning just with the fog, and then we'll see those scattered storms develop in the afternoon, continuing throughout the rest of the evening, very similar to what we're seeing right now. And we also have the chance of some severe weather, though that threat is very low for Barnwell, Bamberg, and Allendale counties. Can't rule out the possibility of some hail, but of course the main concern will definitely be the heavy rain and the lightning. Your 10-day forecast showing that 40% chance for your Wednesday. A few more showers possible on Thursday as that cold front moves out, then plenty of sunshine and lower humidity Friday and Saturday. Next week looks pretty good as well. Still some slightly cooler temperatures.
I'm looking forward to that cool Saturday morning.
Yes, I can't wait for some 70s though.
Oh, yes.
80s are good, but we want
70s
70s.
are better.
Yes.
Well, South Carolina lawmakers are taking a close. Seniors come first. And last but not least one athlete from Monahans was chosen as one of 22 to represent the United States.
He'll be competing in the World Ability Sport Games in Thailand.
Jesse Zaragoza has the story.
It means a lot. My parents have always supported me through this no matter what. My town has always supported me. Shout out Monahans. And even here in Alabama, they all support me.
Carter has competed from his wheelchair for years, making strides at becoming one of the best the U.S. has to offer. When he found out about the World Ability Sports Games, he signed up, hoping he would get his opportunity to represent the United States and West Texas.
It was pretty emotional. I put everything I have into this sport and feel like it finally paid off. I've competed all over the country, but I've never competed against anyone outside the U.S., so that's going to be a crazy experience.
Zachary will be competing in multiple events such as the 100, 200, and 400 meter race, as well as shot put and discus. He also adds that sports are a way to bring everyone together, and that's what he's looking forward to the most.
I've always believed that sports bring us together, whether it's nationally, internationally, bring us together as, a country, because for the 3-hour football game or the 8-hour track meet, all people are focused on is track. They're not focused on the ugly stuff that's going on in the world. It's all just what's happening in that moment.
Now, look, I don't know much about discus, but that looked like amazing form to me.
Yeah, pretty good and great attitude about all of it.
Yeah, he's got a great point. Well, for our forecast, we have a few more storms headed our way tomorrow, but then a really nice end of the week, back to sunshine Friday and Saturday with lower humidity and some cool mornings.
All right, the news continues at the top of the hour with WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hogan's Heroes next, BTV.
On America.
Well, most of us are dry this evening, but check out Barnwell County getting hit with some very, very heavy rainfall and a lot of frequent dangerous lightning. I'll have all the details on your forecast, plus a look at the storms we'll see tomorrow coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 11, a lawsuit against Aiken County Schools and North Augusta Public Safety. We hear from the family's attorney. Plus, a new COVID-19 vaccine has been recommended by the CDC, what lawmakers are doing to prevent another outbreak. And new technology is helping doctors diagnose lung cancer, the leading cause of cancer deaths. Your News at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tiffany Hobbs. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins as a mother of a special needs student is suing the Aiken County School District and North Augusta Public Safety Department. Sylvia Brannon says the legal action stems from a, quote, violent incident last year at North Augusta High with a school resource officer. She claims he used excessive force on her son in the middle of a mental health crisis, and that the school is not prepared to properly care for special needs students.
Case was ultimately dismissed. That's why we're here now. That's why it's taking this time, because they criminally prosecuted him, and they get through that process. And what the Brands want is full justice and accountability. They're standing up for their son. They're also standing up for other special needs children, that they should be able to go to school and be safe. If we're going to have police officers in schools, they have to be able to deal with the kids that are there.
The complaint alleges gross negligence, negligent hiring and supervision, malicious prosecution, and false imprisonment. Aiken County school leaders giving an update on construction work of 4 schools. Nikita Dennis has the story.
Spent a lot of time doing the site work and going back in. As y'all recall, we really shortened the amount of time that I gave the construction crews to get us in the building, and that meant there's going to be a lot of backing because if we're rushing something, then we got to come back in and get it addressed. So
4 Aiken County school construction projects are on schedule to be completed. The Aiken High School Auditorium, Hammond Hill Elementary, and Wagner Sally are all finishing up renovations, with Highland Springs Middle School students walking into their new school.
Our last inspection was pushed back due to it was weather related as well as a fire alarm issue. So we fully anticipate being able to be completely in that building around mid-October.
The Aiken County Schools Maintenance Department is also looking at adding more employees.
The water line breaks and the school doesn't have water. We have to get a backhoe out there. We have to dig big holes and we have to get down into them. And it just takes a lot of time. It's very labor intensive.
While in the process of building new schools and renovating old ones, school leaders say their goal is to make sure students and staff are comfortable.
Because we're going to dedicate not only the cafeteria and the technology lab that we just completed, but also the new 2-story addition that we've added last year. So we decided to combine that into one.
In Aiken County, Nikita Dennis, WJBF, News Channel 6.
It's time now for our first check of the forecast. Here is meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Jenna, what's out there?
Well, Tiffany, I'm tracking some pretty heavy rain and also a lot of lightning, at least for some of us. If you're in Augusta, Aiken, or any of our northern counties north of I-20, you may be wondering what I'm talking about. It's pretty calm outside for you, other than an isolated shower there in Columbia County. But look at towards the south of I-20, around Barnwell, Bamberg, parts of Jenkins County, dealing with a lot of rain. But the main focus right now is on Barnwell. Here's a look at all of Barnwell County. When we see this pink color here, that's representing torrential downpours. And look at the lightning counter, up to 129 strikes over the last 15 minutes just within this cell here. Now, this isn't a severe storm, but it's definitely producing some very dangerous lightning and that heavy rain. So I'm sure you're already inside, since of course it's 11 o'clock at night, but do not plan on going outside until the storm ends. It is definitely a dangerous situation out here for all of Barnwell County, anywhere you are, especially over downtown, Highway 278 there. And as we look towards the southeast into Bamberg County, heavy rainfall as well. So heads up Bamberg, more of this moving your way, and also down into Allendale County. Also in Jenkins, that's where we have some light to moderate rainfall. Not as bad when it comes to the lightning, but definitely still some significant rain. So over the last 12 hours, very spotty rainfall totals here. Some areas completely dry, such as around Gibson, even the Augusta Metro, a little bit of a hole there, not showing any rainfall over town. Just outside of Augusta, though, an inch of rain, now picking up over 2 inches in Barnwell. Of course, that's going to be rising, and also 2 inches over in Jefferson County. We had the rain come through Burke County just a little bit ago. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam in Waynesboro. Very damp outside, but in town, 0 inches of rain today. It was a hot and humid day, high of 92 degrees, and right now we are sitting in those low to mid 70s. Mostly cloudy outside with some patchy fog forming tomorrow with more storms on the way. I'm watching this cold front, which will bring the storms and also some heat relief and lower humidity as we go into the end of the week. All those details coming up, but back to you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Jenna. The CDC has voted to recommend a brand new version of the COVID-19 vaccine. This after the FDA approved it as well. Alexandra Lamone tells us what else lawmakers want done when it comes to fighting COVID long term.
We're in our strongest position yet to fight COVID-19. Officials say there's a safe new way to fight the latest COVID-19 variants with the newly approved COVID vaccine.
The federal government is putting vast amount of money into research, and these mRNA vaccination are really, really working.
Everyone older than 5 is eligible for the new COVID-19 vaccine, and kids under 5 can also get it, but they may need more than one dose.
Last week, Republican Senator Rand Paul criticized the recommendation for multiple doses for kids.
Norway, South America, and the UK all chose to recommend only one dose of Pfizer due to the risk of cardiovascular side effects for boostering kids.
But Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's important to consider all of the facts.
The risk of myocarditis from
COVID itself is greater than the risk of the vaccine.
And Virginia Senator Tim Kaine says research and COVID vaccine development need to go further.
I'm wondering whether there are alternative vaccines that can be developed that would be more durable.
He also wants the federal government to do more research on long COVID.
And also to spread best practices to providers and employers and patients.
Last year, Senator Kaine helped secure $10 million in funding for long COVID research, and he's hoping for an additional $10 million in the new budget. In Washington, Alexandra Limo.
The CDC also reporting that lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. To help diagnose patients earlier, physicians at Doctors Hospital are now using an innovative technology. This new technology allows doctors to biopsy lung nodules that can't normally be biopsied with a standard bronchoscope. Using a CT scan, it creates a 3D model of airways and a detailed navigation plan for lung biopsy. Dr. Alan DeAngelo tells us he has performed more than 100 procedures on patients at Doctors Hospital.
The goal with lung cancer is always earlier treatment. So for my practice, this technology has literally been a game changer in terms of the number of patients that I can offer this procedure to and an early diagnosis to.
You can see the full story on this game-changing technology on our website at WJBF.com. South Carolina lawmakers are taking a closer look at the state's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. A committee of senators and House members is identifying which areas of public health response need improvement. Many in the committee were critical of the vaccine and the use of masks during the pandemic. Lawmakers on the panel hinted at possible legislation coming out of this committee.
It actually frightened me to see the power that DHEC could wield under Title 44, should any sort of state of emergency exist. And those powers strip the freedoms and liberties away from the people I serve. And that's wrong, and I'm not going to stop till we fix it.
State health officials have not yet been called up to speak on the panel. Up next, we will have our full forecast with Jenna Petracci, and we will show you the disastrous flood that has killed over 2,000 people in Libya. Stay with us.
Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Well, around half of us are dry and calm this evening. The other half, not so much. I'm watching a lot of heavy rain and lightning on Live Viper 6, mostly in Barnwell, Bamberg, and parts of Screven counties. That's where the main focus is, especially over Barnwell. Notice the rest of the CSRA, pretty dry though, only some isolated showers here and there around Columbia, Edgefield County, north of I-20. But here's a look at Barnwell County. Every single town here covered with some heavy rainfall, a lot of dangerous lightning. That lightning counter up to 116 strikes just over the last 15 minutes. There's Snelling, there's downtown Barnwell covered with that lightning. Hilda, all that heavy rain just to the south of you over Highway 278 and pushing into Bamberg County now. So heads up Bamberg, more of this heavy rain will be headed in your direction. Denmark just covered with the light rain. Heavy downpours just came down through Bamberg and further out towards the west in Jenkins County over Millen. More so light to moderate rain, not as much lightning over there, but still impressive rain for everyone down south of I-20. We picked up 2 inches earlier in Jefferson County. Luckily, they're done with it now. Notice some lighter amounts, though, towards the north. Augusta actually has around 0 inches of rain. There is a hole right over downtown Augusta where we didn't pick up any rain today, but just around 2 inches.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Well, around half of us are dry and calm this evening. The other half, not so much. I'm watching a lot of heavy rain and lightning on Live Viper 6, mostly in Barnwell, Bamberg, and parts of Screven counties. That's where the main focus is, especially over Barnwell. Notice the rest of the CSRA pretty dry though, only some isolated showers here and there around Columbia, Edgefield County north of I-20. But here's a look at Barnwell County. Every single town here covered with some heavy rainfall, a lot of dangerous lightning. That lightning counter up to 116 strikes just over the last 15 minutes. There's Snelling, there's downtown Barnwell covered with that lightning. Hilda, all that heavy rain just to the south of you over Highway 278 and pushing into Bamberg County now. So heads up Bamberg, more of this heavy rain will be headed in your direction. Denmark just covered with the light rain. Heavy downpours just came down through Bamberg and further out towards the west in Jenkins County over Millen. More so light to moderate rain, not as much lightning over there, but still impressive rain for everyone down south of I-20. We picked up 2 inches earlier in Jefferson County. Luckily, they're done with it now. Notice some lighter amounts, though, towards the north. Augusta actually has around 0 inches of rain. There is a hole right over downtown Augusta where we didn't pick up any rain today, but just around 2 inches in Aiken, now approaching over 2 inches in Barnwell County. Those totals will still be climbing, but I'm expecting the rain to end by around midnight. So the good news is that these storms are moving quickly down towards the southeast, so I'm not expecting any aerial flood advisories to be issued. Looking good though here in town. You wouldn't know there's any rain nearby. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam at Washington Road. 74 degrees right now, a muggy and warm night. Upper 60s in Lincolnton, upper 70s further south though. 10 degrees warmer in Allendale at 79. We have an approaching cold front that'll bring a few more storms for us on Wednesday. Also some patchy fog in the areas that are dealing with the rain. Expect that tomorrow morning. 86 degrees by the afternoon, storms moving in, muggy day once again, dew points in the low 70s. But then notice the changes on Friday. We'll see those dew points drop into the mid 50s. We'll have some cooler and drier air move in behind this front. So here's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Storms around, a few more showers into our Thursday, lingering cloud cover, but then the north wind comes in, bringing in the cooler and drier conditions. But prepare to dodge a shower or storm or 2 here and there for your Wednesday. This continues until around this time tomorrow. And there's also the chance of some hail in Barnwell, Bamberg, and Allendale counties. However, the chance is low. Also watching the tropics, we have Hurricane Lee, Hurricane Margot, and another area that will likely develop soon. That will be Nigel. But in the meantime, Lee's track still expected to stay out in the Atlantic. It will be weakening, likely making landfall up in Nova Scotia, possibly even Maine. Lows tonight will be in the upper 60s, low 70s. Highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 80s, right around average. And your 10-day forecast showing a drop in temperatures starting on Thursday. 82 is our high, 80 on Friday, plenty of sunshine into the weekend, and then a few more storms headed our way Sunday and into Monday.
And I'm not looking forward to that rain.
No more rain.
I don't want it anymore.
Well, Friday and Saturday will be awesome.
Yes, and it's the weekend and I get off, so.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. We love that for us. Well, now to that disastrous flood in Libya.
The CSRA's favorite news mobile app.
Engineers at Uber are working on a new service called Chore.
The app will enable its users to hire taskers for certain errands.
Take a look at this.
First, you'll tell the app what you want completed when you want the tasker to show up. Engineers at Uber are working on a new service called Chore.
The app will enable its users to hire taskers for certain errands.
Take a look at this.
First, you'll tell the app what you want completed, when you want the tasker to show up, and how long it's expected to take. The app will then calculate a fee for the task before allowing you to book someone. Details about the new Chore app were leaked by a developer who found the information written in hidden code inside the Uber app.
Enter the late news.
Yeah. The options are endless.
Oh, they are.
The tasks are endless.
They are. It's so amazing. Well, that is our report for now. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to download our mobile app for breaking news and weather. Our next news is at 4:30 with Mary Morrison and Barker Bishop.